Hello there, welcome back to the Advent calendar of seasonal self-care. It takes me a while to get my mouth around those words. And today I'm going to be talking about C, and C stands for creativity. So some of you have been trying to guess what it's about. I've chosen creativity because it's a really good way to help us to relax. It gives us a sense of contentment. When we're creative, we're really getting in touch with who we are and what's important to us. And it helps us to switch off from more stressful things. Now, creativity doesn't have to mean that you are artistic. Many people assume it does and say that they're not creative because they can't paint or draw, for example. But creativity can be expressed in all sorts of different ways. So I wonder if any of these sound like you. Perhaps you're someone who enjoys cooking at the end of the day because it helps you to relax. You might be someone who enjoys being out in the garden, and perhaps you love to plant flowers and choose various different colours that all sort of blend together and make a great show. Or you might be someone who enjoys using colours at home and creating a beautiful space in the home and decorating. That's an important way of being creative. Now, you may be someone who perhaps none of those things appeal to, but what you really love to do is to listen to music, and perhaps you compile playlists, or you take photographs on your phone and perhaps you even make them into movies. You might be someone who's quite technical, and you might like to get your hands dirty, and there's nothing brings you more joy than perhaps rebuilding an engine or building something. Or you may be someone who enjoys using tech and perhaps uses tech to create stuff. It might even be just better ways of making your computer work. These are all really creative activities. And you may do them all what we tend to think of as creative things like dancing and singing and acting, as well as the more mundane things such as doodling or colouring on a mindful colouring book. But all these things are creative. And I think we often overlook the ways that we're creative at work. So you may not consider that you're being creative when you draw people together to have a discussion. You may not realise you're being creative when you're applying theory to practice and producing results. Or perhaps you're synthesising information and producing a report. But all these things are actually creative endeavours. I think the essential thing about creativity and why I've included it in the self-care calendar is it helps us to express ourselves and connect with who we really are. It gives us a sense of purpose and meaning. And as we're creative, it helps us to sort of express our identity. And the other thing about creativity, it really helps us relax because it's quite often playful and it's fun. It also gives us a sense of accomplishment, especially if it's not terribly easy to begin with and we have to learn and adapt. And that's an important thing in helping our brains to be more flexible. But I guess at this time of year, you might be asking, where am I going to find the time to be creative? And what I'd like to suggest is, in actual fact, you can be creative with the things that you're already doing. And I think it's about shifting your mindset. If you can see the things that you're doing, the preparations that you're making, not as a chore, but as an act of loving creativity, I think it might really change things for you. So let's see. Are you creating a beautiful Christmas tree? Are you creating attractively wrapped presents? Are you creating fun? Are you creating a delicious meal? These are just examples of how you could turn these chores at Christmas into something that's actually rather a beautiful act of love. So I'd love to know what you think, and I'd love to see how you're being creative. So do post some photos in the comments section of the things that you're doing to be creative. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.